Do you know much about MCA from the COVID shot?
I don't know anything about anything.
We just know how to argue,
All
to be
I
honest.
know is that I got the COVID shot when it was mandated, and I got that and the booster, and I've never gotten it again.
I got my first round because I had to.
Because they made us all do it.
If we want to work in the medical field.
But I didn't get it ever again.
No, I didn't either.
But I did get a flu shot this year, but that's it.
I don't get the flu shot. Every time I do, I get the flu.
Well, whatever. I mean, everyone gets to make my body, my choice.
Right, right.
But whatever. I'm not. I don't really. I've never taken a COVID test. I never intend to take a COVID test. I have no idea if I've had it or not.
Oh my gosh, I'll never. I know the exact moment I got COVID. This guy, he was like, "I can't taste or breathe," and I looked at him. I go, "You idiot," because we were working right next to each other. Then at nighttime, I went to the bathroom and I was gardening. And I sprayed Lysol or Febreze, and then I couldn't smell the Febreze, and I was like,
I have COVID.
And then I went with my boss and his girlfriend. They both came back negative, and then the lady comes in like she was announcing a prank, like, "You're positive."
Well, I'm never getting one.
Hi, Warris.
Oh, there's our best friend Warris. Hey, we're
follow
gonna
Warris, everybody.
Yes, Warris is a huge humanitarian. I actually met Warris on TikTok. No, not on TikTok.
Nope,
on
Twitter.
Twitter, in March, and he has changed our patients' lives for the better. And so he is really somebody to see what he's up to. Warris Bukhari.
We're giving.
Can I say his company or not? Get Claimable. So we're going to do a podcast today at 3:00 Central Time
with the guy that was on our TikTok yesterday telling us about his daughter who needs IVIG therapy. Okay, there's something everyone needs to understand is sometimes diseases surpass holistic medications. You cannot use a holistic medication to manage this type of disease.
Listen, you can do whatever the hell you want to do, but if it's me or my family, we're going westernized medicine. If you don't want to use westernized medicine, this office is not for you. That's all. We just use Western medicine.
And this family's paying their premiums. They're paying monthly.
Now, who's their insurance? Is that Cigna?
Cigna.
Imagine that. You know, I had a case, an IVIG case with Cigna 2 years ago with Miss Ford.
That was the worst
yes, and I got that done. And she's an amazing story of hope. But I'm super excited to hear his story and his daughter's story. And by God, Cigna better get busy. They're getting some bad press, but I think they're used to that.
And all we're doing is spreading education. If they did the right thing, we would also share that information. It's just they haven't yet done the right thing. We're going to share
that when they do the right thing, because guess what? They're going to have to do the right thing. Because now, one of the Hollywood people, Jeremy Renner.
It's a bad day in Connecticut.
Thanks for the hot dogs.
No, those are turkeys.
Pineapples? Turkeys? Okay. I can't see without my glasses.
Thanks for the pineapples.
But you know what? You know it's a good day when I've got bottom eyeliner on. That means I'm coming.
If she has red lipstick, that means someone's fired.
I hardly ever wear red lipstick.
Yeah, you only do when you're about to fire someone, and you usually have heels on too.
Ooh, yeah. A little kitten heel. Boom, watch out.
But this isn't the first time Cigna's done this either. I mean, that's how we met. That's how Wendell got involved with patient advocacy. And then just a few months ago, wasn't Cigna refusing to give someone an organ?
Well, yeah.
I guess they're always refusing to give away organs.
That's how they stay in business is to delay and denied care.
Aw, I cannot believe y'all popped up on my For You page. You guys saved my life. Oh, well, thank you.
Who's that?
That is Kay, the one she just sent us 15 roses. Thank you so much. 28. Thank you.
Thank you. So the other thing is Wendell Potter, big fangirls over Wendell. If you can have a crush on a 72-year-old man, that's me. You're not. No, I had the crush first. You didn't even know about Wendell Potter until I told you to go find him. Anyway, Wendell did an article on our patient Jennifer Braunschweiger, and if you look at Healthcare Uncovered, you'll see a story that includes my patient Jennifer.
Allegedly, thank you, Warris. Allegedly, this information that we're saying, and it's also satire and for entertainment purposes.
Yes. Okay, but here's the thing. Let's go back to Wendell Potter, because that is not satire. That is the real deal, and he did a story on Jennifer.
Allegedly.
And on Meritain, which is owned by Aetna or Aetno, whoever you want to call that. And
Well, thanks,
and it's a
Kate.
huge story of success. And Warris was interviewed for that story because he's the one, it's his solution that got her case overturned. But it's interesting because even after doing a patient appeal, Meritain turned around and denied her after 3 treatments. But
If
not
I
to
was
worry,
a nurse, allegedly, thank you, Warris.
I don't want to
Every time Warris, every time he comments it, I'm going to say allegedly. That's good.
Is that what we have to do?
No, I think that's a good idea. Yeah, allegedly. That's probably how the media that report on celebrities get away with it. Allegedly.
Oh, God. All
But
right, that's a $5 word.
They sued Linda Khan allegedly.
Lena Khan, not Linda Khan. Lena
Oh,
Khan.
yeah, I added a D to it. What
Yeah.
insurance company is the easiest to deal with, if there is one? Direct Care.
Yeah. Gosh, there is not a good one. There really isn't. Not. Certainly not Cigno, allegedly.
Or Anthem. I mean, you guys
allegedly.
heard them yell
Oh
at
my
me.
God.
That's not alleged. That was live, allegedly.
It's all crazy making. All right, so we've got the podcast today at 3.
So, and can you kind of explain what IVIG therapy
Okay,
is?
so here's the thing. So IVIG is it's an expensive infusion, all right? But
How much do you think it is? Why wouldn't he be able to just pay out of pocket?
because it's probably about $20,000, okay? And it's for his daughter. but
Allegedly.
It gives patients their lives back. It's on label for a bunch of different diagnoses. One of them is called CIDP, which is chronic CI inflammation, demyelinization.
Disorder?
I don't know. I should know that, but I
We don't have a paper
It's
in front
also
of us.
kind of like Guillain-Barré. It's where you're fine 1 minute and then all of a sudden you lose the ability to walk. Okay, what?
I think I called it Julian Barr.
Julian Barr, amazing. It's Guillain-Barré.
Allegedly help people if they have 20K. Polyneuropathy.
There it is. Thank you.
Warris, coming in strong.
Well,
we love
he
you,
is a
buddy.
physician.
Here, can I invite you to come on here?
I don't think he has 500 followers, does he?
I think he can come on without me. Gosh dang it. Everyone, I need you guys to...
Follow Warris so we
Oh,
can
I sent
find
him an invitation to be a guest.
Okay. Warris is such a great guy. Are you here?
Hi,
I
Warris.
think so.
Hey,
Allegedly.
long time listener,
I
first time
know.
caller. Welcome
I
to the
think it
program.
won't let me use video.
Really?
I don't know why.
It
I
won't
need
because we
live
don't have
access, but you can hear me. It's just kind of like a seance.
Yes.
Right. We're gonna get the Ouija board out. Once you get 500 followers, you can come on with video.
That would be fun.
So tell us about what's going on with this IVIG case.
Allegedly.
And allegedly, Cigna denied Logan and his family. I mean, look, here's what happened, right? 4 a.m. on Saturday morning, I get a message from an advisor to Claimable who says, "Hey, you've got to like help this family." And I look at it and I'm like, well, we're not doing pediatric cases for all of the reasons we've talked about. They're complicated, etc. And we just didn't build for that. And then when I read it, I was like, oh crap, these people are getting hurt. And then I reached out to Logan. About 40 minutes later, we were talking, and I could just hear the heartbreak in his voice. And he told me all about his family. He told me all about his daughter. And he told me like about the delays to care that they've had, how hard it was to get recognized with this condition of PANS, which is, pediatric acute neuropsychiatric syndrome. And there's also a condition called PANDAS. Mm-hmm. And look, I mean, I was kind of so incensed by what was happening and just like the state that his daughter was in, which is like she's spending 18 hours a day screaming in pain. Mm-hmm. Him and his wife have had to take shifts sleeping for the last 4 years, which is terrible. They have 2 other sons who can't sleep in the house because they're so disturbed by Gianna's screaming. I mean, it just broke my heart. It really did. And I spoke to his wife, and we all, we spent a long time talking on Saturday, and then we just sprung to work, and we were like, okay, well, look, how do we help him? So we've been working on helping him. And then we're looking to build a whole tool for the PANS and PANDAS community. So the whole team dove in, past tense, on the weekend to build a tool for this family, which we're going to make freely available to send appeals to for these kids. These families are being economically ruined.
Yep.
So you know, he put up a post on LinkedIn. I shared it. Mark Cuban reshared it. It got a lot of traction.
Renner?
Yeah, and then you know, I put up a post on Twitter. Harold Perrineau, who was on the cast of Lost, his daughter suffers from PANS.
Okay.
And then he shared it with Jeremy Renner, and then Jeremy Renner retweeted it, and now like it's getting a lot of pickup.
Good.
I mean, I think that's like maybe less important than what's happening with his family. And you know, I've been on the phone with Logan a lot, and I've heard the worry in his voice, like just really for the well-being of his daughter. And like, here's the kicker, right? Cigna's paid for this before. There's a family in Tennessee. I spoke to the mom yesterday, and I've spoken to moms in probably about 12 states now. All across the weekend, yesterday, like late into the evening. I've been speaking to docs who've been also like trying to get this approved. I'm in Los Angeles at an undisclosed location, so Cigna can't find me. But look, I mean, the best thing that Cigna could do is like approve this for these kids. This is an unmitigated PR disaster for them. I can tell you that national news is circling on this, and it's focused on objective facts. Like Logan's family have like suffered a lot of delays. They've not been subject to, you know, qualified review. They've had nurse reviewers, with no disrespect to nurses, but they're not experts in PANS. They're being treated by a PANS specialist, Dr. Scott Antoine in Indianapolis. Oh no, I think he's in Indiana, but he wrote the textbook for treating PANS and PANDAS children, which is referred to all over the country. There are experts at Stanford and Harvard who also agree that IVIG is the right treatment. There's just like a lot of reasons why they should approve this, and there's really no reason why they should be delaying treatment, all the while his daughter gets worse. And that to me is like really the thing, which is like, look, if there's medical evidence, and like I'm a big believer in science, so like if there's medical evidence as to why this treatment's beneficial and you can prove it, and there is, people have done studies on this. They're not big studies because the population is small, but statistically this is not due to chance. This is like an actual treatment effect. It just, you know, all of these institutions are recommending it. They should just get out of the way and defer.
Yeah. So what is so Cigna's provided it before for her, but they stopped, and what was the reason?
No, they provided it for a family in Tennessee. In fact, there are a couple of families in Tennessee that came forward where Cigna's paid for this. So you know, so there, you know, there's different families where you know Cigna's paid for this. Now, admittedly, this is an employer-sponsored plan, so the employer has a role in this, and they could kick it over, and they should. Because honestly, like a lot of the time, Julie, as you know, employers are like the most fleeced people in the entire ecosystem. They have absolutely no idea how big insurance, as I'm now going to refer to them, to not get banned or targeted. But like this is what they do.
Right. No, and you know, my college roommate has her kids have PANDAS, and they're on IVIG and they're living their best lives.
But it kind of reminds me of the Take Care of Maya documentary, where that little girl was in an extreme amount of pain, and then they kept her in the hospital without they ended up like having custody of this kid, and the mom like took her own life because they said the mom was like making up the pain and stuff.
Well, every case is unique, but I'm really pulling for Logan's family and the little girl, and we're going to talk to him at 3:00 today, and we're going to continue to carry the message. And I thank you, Wars, for your steady support and leadership on this.
And your brilliance.
Because the kids out there that have this, there's a solution. And that's the most heartbreaking thing, that there's a solution to get your child back. But Cigna has allegedly decided to not do it. So let's turn that
And
around.
look, look, I just want to be clear about like a couple of things. Allegedly, there's more than one insurer like who is denying this for families all over the country, right? 500,000 children and therefore 500,000 families are impacted by this in the United States. Now, if you listen to Logan, he will tell you that like he's willing to put every like asset him and his family have on the line in order to make sure his daughter gets well. This is ruining families.
Yes, yes.
Isn't this what we should be? Isn't this what we should be like? You know, getting up in arms about, like the cost of these medications, and like, let me tell you, in the NHS, this medication costs £600 to buy. So how is it $15,000 in the US?
I was just going to ask, how much is that in the US?
Like that's like $700.
Okay.
But you know, Logan's paying $15,000 a dose. And by the way, in 2 doses, he saw the improvement for his daughter.
Yeah.
Now there have been doctors all over the country who've like reached out. There have been patients all over the country, or parents all over the country who've reached out. My inbox on LinkedIn is like overflowing with families that need help.
Sure.
We have to fix this.
Yeah.
Well, we can't just throw kids away, and instead of making these kids and their families suffer, we can get them better and turn them into taxpayers. That's the goal here.
I mean, right? Shouldn't that be the goal? That we? I mean, like, if, like, say for example, if Logan can't work and loses his job, then he's not a taxpayer, and then that's worse for everybody. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you want to keep. I don't know. This is just nuts to me. So Timber puts in the chat, can anyone talk about chronic illnesses in women yet who lost their job to these illnesses? Yeah, look, couldn't agree with you more.
100%.
There's a lot of under-recognized conditions, endometriosis being one of them, which affects 1 in 10 women, and the standard of care is completely terrible.
Oh, to get a diagnosis is close to impossible. You have to have a really good gynecologist that knows what they're talking about.
Well, let's continue to row for the shore. Thank you for coming on. If anybody wants to see what Get Claimable is doing,
Go to War's TikTok,
War's.
hit the follow.
Yes, and follow him on Twitter and all the socials, because he's the real deal. And
Allegedly.
we're really good at this, but he's better. All right.
Allegedly.
Fiddlesticks, everybody.
Talk to you guys. Bye.
Bye.